Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of Monday Night Raw. How are you all doing? I am of course Dominic behind the commentary table, and we are live and sold out in Grand Rapids, Michigan for not only the go home show for Money in the Bank, but also the first episode of Monday Night Raw in the new year, the new decade. It's 2020, ladies and gentlemen, and Dakota Kai and Toni Storm, the two women competing in this matchup, are looking to kick the year off right, because these two women are going to be competing in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Dakota Kai, right there, the one in the purple and blue. Toni Storm, her opponent and current #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. So, Toni Storm has a lot riding on this. Toni Storm, she's got a lot to think about. Okay, if she was to win here tonight, she could also go on to potentially win the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And if Toni Storm does that, well, ladies and gentlemen, we could then potentially have our first ever NXT / main roster women's champion. Okay, because Toni Storm, if she was to go on to defeat Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship, and if she was to go on and successfully cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, well then, Toni Storm would be sitting pretty, and she would have a very, very interesting resume. However, that's going to be probably a lot for both of these women, okay, because both women haven't really garnered too much success on the Raw Women's division. Okay, on the main roster, they've been kind of seen backstage perhaps as the bottom of the barrel. Dakota Kai and Toni Storm haven't really won much at all, okay? They've had amazing performances, great matches, some of the best we've seen here on Monday Night Raw, especially in the last few years, but in the end, they're always the ones looking up at the lights, and tonight, one of these two women are looking to win, so they can look up towards that Money in the Bank briefcase come this Saturday, as Toni Storm, the one in the red and the black, taking it to Dakota Kai, throws her across the ring into the corner, but no, launches herself into the corner. However, she misses that, as Dakota Kai and Toni Storm very back and forth already, as, oh, here we go, the captain of team kick connecting. Okay, with the boot to the face. Dakota Kai now with the drop kick. Okay, a master of using her legs and feet to dish out some incredibly destructive maneuvers, as, ladies and gentlemen, Toni Storm 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, trying to follow in the footsteps of former WWE Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, a big DDT off the middle turnbuckle connects. Okay, Toni Storm, perhaps she's been watching some old tapes lately, as now, oh, a kick out there by Dakota Kai. Okay, the stunner didn't get the job done. The DDT didn't get the job done. But ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Kai, okay, she's proving why she is on the Raw Women's division with the heart and determination to get put into that ladder match. However, oh, we're going to see if Toni Storm has the heart and determination as well, as she probably does, with the knees to the stomach, to the abdomen, connecting off the frog splash. However, Dakota Kai, even though she just, oh, perhaps brutally hurt her stomach off of that counter by Toni Storm, she's still in it with that boot to the side of the skull, as Toni Storm and Dakota Kai are still battling now. Storm, oh, what in the hell, picking her up and drops Dakota Kai there, the back of the head connecting with the knee of Storm. Oh, but the third hand did not connect by the referee as these two women continue on here to kick off Monday Night Raw. As I was saying, neither of these two women has had too much success here on Monday Night Raw, and oh, with a dropkick connection by Toni Storm off the top turnbuckle. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. And if either of these two women were to win here tonight and to go on to win the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, then ladies and gentlemen, they could end up being the top female competitor in WWE. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't mean to gloss over that. Did Dakota Kai just sit up? like after a dropkick to the face of the top turnbuckle, she just sit up? Okay, well, Toni Storm, okay, taking on the spirit of Stone Cold Steve Austin with the stunner. Looks like Dakota Kai fires back with a fellow Attitude Era competitor in The Undertaker. As Dakota Kai, however, jumping higher than I believe The Undertaker could have ever done. As Toni Storm gets reversed. Okay, goes for a boot to the stomach. But Toni Storm gets launched across the ring instead. But she punches her in the stomach, and Dakota Kai fires back with a right to the head of Toni Storm, as Storm now, oh god, stuck in the corner, and Dakota Kai, big boot connects, charging up, connecting with the chin of Storm. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, and the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship kicked out. As Dakota Kai here on Monday Night Raw thinking, what does she have to do to defeat Toni Storm? Oh god. Another brutal boot to the face. Okay, unlike Dakota Kai, however, Toni Storm, she's actually had a ton of success in WWE before coming, to the main roster. Okay, of course, former NXT Women's Champion. But Dakota Kai, she hasn't had really any success on either NXT or the main roster. However, it seems as though she's trying to call upon the spirit of The Undertaker with another sit-up. Oh, but she gets brought back down by Toni Storm. The knee to the face connecting. And Storm now. Oh, wait a second. Toni. Stormbreaker out of nowhere connects. Okay, Dakota Kai trying to channel the spirit of The Undertaker. 2. No, but ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Kai, she could not channel the spirit enough, because tonight she just lost to Toni Storm. Dakota Kai, ladies and gentlemen, trying her damnedest to win this one, but in the end, with the Stormbreaker quite literally out of nowhere. Okay, just lifting her off the ground, kicks her in the stomach, hooks the arms, and then hooked the leg, and it was over. Toni Storm, she's joining the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. However, speaking of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, tonight, it's all about Seth Rollins in the main event. It is a gauntlet match for that man, Seth Rollins, because if Seth Rollins can defeat both Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, then he will be facing Finn Balor for the Universal Championship at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And it seems as though King Booker announcing for that very same Money in the Bank pay-per-view, we're going to be seeing Roman Reigns versus Adam Cole, the rematch for the United States Championship. However, now it seems as though Adam Cole is going to have to be going into that one all alone. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish all banned from ringside. Roman Reigns is going to be finally getting his one-on-one match. And ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns, considering the fact that he's not going to have that distraction by the rest of the Undisputed Era, well, let's just see if he can finally get the job done against Adam Cole for the U.S. Championship. As right now, it's another one-on-one matchup. It's Scott Dawson, the bald man on the right, taking on another bald man in Raw. Now, of course, the Revival and the War Raiders have had a vicious tag team feud stretching the past few months. Okay, stretching to even before Backlash, where these two teams collided for a chance to become the first ever Raw Tag Team Champions. And as you can see right there, the War Raiders won that encounter. The War Raiders left Backlash with those titles wrapped around their waists as they are entering the arena here tonight with those very same titles, perhaps mocking the Revival a bit with those tag team championships. Now, Raw and Scott Dawson in this tag team feud have especially been at each other's throats. Okay, both men brawling backstage before the Backlash pay-per-view. Of course, Scott Dawson attacking him with a fire extinguisher as Raw went into the Backlash pay-per-view absolutely not 100%. However, they got the job done nonetheless. The War Raiders got the job done nonetheless, even though they were a little bit handicapped going into that tag team match. And ever since then, these two men have just hated each other. Okay, very heated and personal feud between these two men especially as we get into this one. Scott Dawson and Raw. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the technical mastery of Scott Dawson and the power and strength of Raw. Here we go, Scott Dawson with the very, very quick punches before tripping Raw down. Of course, these two tag teams last week also fighting throughout the entire backstage area last week. Okay, fighting all over the locker rooms, the corridors, the hallways. These two teams beat the hell out of each other backstage in what was surely an epic brawl, but in the end it was the Revival that got the upper hand, walking away. Oh! As the War Raiders were left on the ground. As Raw, ladies and gentlemen, oh god, here we go, showing off that power. But there you see Dash Wilder, just like Hanson a few moments ago, seemingly trying to distract and talk smack towards one half of the tag team champions as Dash Wilder watches Raw as he just squashed Scott Dawson. Now here we go, the furious kicks again, connecting, and another kick, that time to the gut. As he goes to pick him up here, Scott Dawson. Oh, absolutely not 100% after the fury of offense by Raw here tonight. As Raw goes for a very quick forearm shot to the face, to the cranium. However, oh god, those punches are connecting to the cranium now by Scott Dawson. Of course, the Revival and the War Raiders have no love lost. Oh, wait a second. Oh, God, what a thud connecting with that signature knee to the chin. As I was saying, no love lost between these two teams. Very heated rivalry since the Backlash pay-per-view. As now a brainbuster, perhaps. Oh, however, his brain gets connected with the vicious knee by Raw. As ladies and gentlemen, Scott Dawson looking up at the lights. He's not looking too good. Before getting picked up here by Rowe. And here we go. The strength on display by Rowe. As Rowe perhaps looking to finish it off here. Goes to grab him. No! Looked like he was going for the death row. However, Scott Dawson looking to put Rowe on his death row as he picks him up. Brainbuster connecting. And you could see the pain going from the top of the head all the way down the spine of Rowe. As Scott Dawson, however, gets taken down there. And now what does he have in mind? Goes for a running and vicious elbow strike. However, his elbow just meets the mat as Scott Dawson's elbow meets the back of the neck of Rowe as he trips him up there. Face first goes one half of the tag team champions into the mat. As now here we go. This is exactly what the Revival love to do. Focus on an injured body part. Focus on the knees. Focus on the legs. That's exactly the game plan anytime the Revival are in a tag team match. And it seems as though Scott Dawson is taking that and putting it into this singles competition. As, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Dawson with a kick of his own, with the boot to the face, and now with the strikes. Seems to have something in mind, not too sure, lifting him up. Perhaps giving a bit of a shout out to Seth Rollins, of course, the man competing in our main event, with that powerbomb into the corner. As now, a forearm strike connects by Rowe, one half of the tag team champions here on Monday Night Raw. However, it seems as though Scott Dawson, he goes for the cover now. 1, 2. And he does it. Scott Dawson with a roll-up pin out of freaking nowhere on Rowe. Of course, both these men just beat the hell out of each other. Okay, vicious strikes, even a vicious brainbuster there by Scott Dawson. But in the end, out of nowhere, reversing the headbutt, grabbing him, and it seems though Scott Dawson has just stolen the win here tonight from the War Raiders. Okay, let's go then. I will thoroughly love to see that. Seems as though Money in the Bank, it's going to be the Revival versus the War Raiders. And I'm very much into that. Speaking of Money in the Bank, this Saturday, January 11th, you're not going to want to miss it at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view is kicking off, and what a hell of a show we're going to be having, especially that tag team matchup. I can't wait to see it. Another match I can't wait to see, though, features this man backstage, Samoa Joe. Well, as I was saying, I'm very excited for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event. Okay, Samoa Joe threatens to... Okay, well, he didn't particularly threaten to burn it down. He kind of threatened to massacre Shinsuke Nakamura, but this man right here is looking to burn down the reign of Finn Balor. He's looking to take the Universal Championship. Right now, we're going to be seeing if Seth Rollins can outlast two of the very best competitors in the world. Okay, they proved that all around the world, in Japan, in Europe, especially in the WWE. It's going to be Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows taking on Seth Rollins in a bit of a gauntlet match. Seth Rollins, he's going to have to pull out some sort of amazing, absolutely amazing heart and determination, but most importantly, he's going to have to show that he has a lot of endurance going into this one. Seth Rollins, he's going to have to battle both Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows in a gauntlet-style affair. Okay, and of course, if he wins, Finn Balor, okay, you can go back. You can see Finn Balor, his lips were moving. You can hear it. Finn Balor stated that if Seth Rollins wins, then those two men are going to be competing at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So Seth Rollins is going to be thinking that he wants to win this match as quickly as possible. He knows that, well, at least now he knows that Luke Gallows is his next task. Karl Anderson making his way to the ring, seemingly going to be the first man to compete against Seth Rollins in this gauntlet format. Okay, Seth Rollins, he feels as though he deserves this opportunity at the Universal Championship following his win, his heartbreaking, at least for him, win over Jon Moxley in such a hardcore brawl. Okay, both men put each other to their very limits, and Seth Rollins, he feels as though since he won that encounter that he has a good case for becoming the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. And right now, we're going to be seeing if Seth Rollins can do it. We're going to see if Seth Rollins truly deserves that Universal Championship match. As here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Karl Anderson immediately out of the gate, beating the hell out of Seth Rollins. As Rollins grabs him, slams him down in the cover. One. No, and only a 1 count. There you see the very quick cover by Seth Rollins. That's exactly what he's going to have to do. Just hope and pray that some luck starts to form in Seth Rollins' favor, okay? He's going to have to do a lot of pinfalls, a lot of submission attempts in order to win this match as quickly as possible. Because the longer he's in this one, oh, the easier it's gonna be for Luke Gallows as the sling blade connects. Karl Anderson is down. Frog splash! Connecting, and the height he got on that one. 1, 2. No, but he did not go high enough, it seems. Seth Rollins launching himself into the air, but he did not launch himself into a Universal Championship match, at least not yet, as Karl Anderson gets picked up by Seth Rollins, misses the enziguri, however, before grabbing him, and Anderson now, what is, oh my god, Anderson dropping Rollins on the top of his skull. Oh. And now connecting with the uppercut to the chin. However, Seth Rollins on the top of, oh, Karl Anderson's skull with the elbow before the DDT springboard connection. Picks him up. Anderson, however, throws him into the corner. But Rollins reverses, tossing him into the corner. Now here we go, back and forth between these two. But there you see Anderson putting up the too sweet, the universal symbol for Finn Balor's club, the club, whatever you want to call it. However, Karl Anderson, he is a very proud member of said club, as Rollins gets a boot, oh, to the inner thigh before setting him up there, pulling him back, keeping Seth Rollins on his toes. However, Seth Rollins is going to have to look to take Karl Anderson off of his, as he connects there with the sling blade and the cover. 1, 2. No, and again, only a 2 count. Seth Rollins, okay, doing exactly what I stated before, taking a lot of pinfalls. Okay, towards Karl Anderson. He's trying to pin him as fast as possible. That's exactly what you need to do. However, you also have to understand that... Oh! It moves out of the way. You're going to have to understand that you're going to have to do a lot of damage as the cover 1, 2, 3, or perhaps not! Perhaps he's done enough damage as Seth Rollins... Oh! Hold on a second. Seth Rollins, ladies and gentlemen, gets launched. Oh, God, and connects with the knee to the back. Karl Anderson, are you kidding me? Well, Seth Rollins, he did it. He defeated Karl Anderson, but Karl Anderson, he's not going to make it easy. Oh, for Seth Rollins as the cutter connects by Anderson. I mean, I don't like the actions of the club here tonight, but it seems as though Karl Anderson is deciding to make it a bit easier for Luke Gallows. And as you hear the music, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though he's coming down to the ring, and there you see him, the big man, Luke Gallows. But Seth Rollins following that cutter isn't even going to be at 100%. Okay? Is he even 100% for this match against this incredibly massive and dangerous Luke Gallows? Rollins, he's going to have his work cut out for him. If he can even compete, even if he can even stand. As ladies and gentlemen, oh, there you heard it, the bell has rung. And Gallows immediately taking advantage, drops him on his back in the cover. 1, 2, and Seth Rollins just barely gets the shoulder up. Even after the cutter by Karl Anderson, he still somehow kicks out. He still somehow gets the shoulder up. But Gallows, here we go. Oh, not letting him continue any more offense. Luke Gallows, the power and strength on display, picks him up and drops him off the top turnbuckle, and Gallows just staring down at Seth Rollins. And oh, here we go. The elbow connects, and another. And another now. Gallows saying, you want to kick out? Fine, that's how it is. I'm just going to beat the hell out of you. And of course, Finn Balor somewhere backstage. He's loving the sight of this as the power slam. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And Luke Gallows getting right up in his face of Seth Rollins. He just gets up off the power slam. What in the hell has gone into him? I have no idea. As the kick, here we go. The kick's connecting to the thigh. As now he goes to grab him. Oh! Or should I say he goes to grab the ropes, bounces off of him. And Gallows has been taken down. Of course, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. As Seth goes up to the top turnbuckle, looking to put his athleticism on display, his agility. As now, oh! A big boot connects to the chest. And oh God, wait a second, the big man, Luke Gallows, catching Seth Rollins. Catching him out of the air like a feather off a bird. As Seth Rollins, here we go, he's still fighting, okay? That ain't no feather, ladies and gentlemen, that is a man trying to beat the hell, trying to survive this match against Luke Gallows. But Gallows, oh my God! Not making it easy, saying, fine, you want to fly, here you go, and just launching him into the air. As Gallows picks up Seth Rollins, and he connects. And the cover. 1, 2. No, and again, only a 2 count. What in the hell has gotten into Seth Rollins? He wants this thing so goddamn badly. But you gotta think about your health, Seth. You gotta think about, oh my God, your family who could be watching this. You gotta be thinking about just if you're gonna be able to survive this onslaught by, well, you had Karl Anderson beat the hell out of you, but now Luke Gallows is a whole different beast. And I say the word beast because that's exactly what he is in that ring. As now he continues the offense, but Seth Rollins trying to bring some offense in now. However, Gallows, okay, he gets a slap to the stomach, it seems, by Seth Rollins. However, Gallows, he's still fighting back as though it didn't affect him at all. And oh God, wait a second. Choke slam, connecting, lifting him high up into the air and then crashing down onto the mat. And Seth Rollins, he's trying to get up, and Gallows could be setting him up here for the finishing touches. However, Rollins reverses. Oh my God, but he gets a big kick to the side of the temple. Oh my God. Luke Gallows. Oh, and then the power on display again. But Rollins rolls out of the ring, taking a few seconds to breathe, and that's probably a good idea. As now Gallows, goes for a maneuver, but he gets met with a forearm strike, and then gets met with the knee. And now Rollins. Wait a second, Rollins, ripcord knee strike connecting. The ripcord knee strike out of freaking nowhere. And Seth Rollins, what in the hell has gotten into this kid? Connecting. The curb stomp connects here on Monday Night Raw on the cover. 1, 2, 3, and he does it. Rollins with the onslaught right at the end, connecting with the curb stomp. But there you see, he can barely stand, and oh God, wait a second, no. Finn Balor immediately on the attack here at Monday Night Raw with the slap to the chest, and the Universal Champion goes after Seth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor. Oh God, no, he's not done. Oh, come on. Finn Balor attacking his next challenger. 1916 connects. And as Finn Balor stands there staring at his next challenger, we finish off and conclude this episode of Monday Night Raw.